It's been 8 weeks since I've been on Mounjaro. Where's the time gone? In this video, I'm going to share with you my progress in week 8. So stay with me, guys. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me here on this video. My name is Angela and thank you for coming and spending a little time out with me today. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my 8-week progress on Mounjaro. I can't believe it's 8 weeks already. Where did the time go? Yeah, I've just had my 8th injection. So I've started my my third box of Mounjaro. I had 4 weeks on 2.5 milligram. And I'm going to come later on, I'm going to share with you my monthly results as well. But I had 4 weeks on 2.5. Then I had 4 weeks on 5 milligrams. And I've just started my next box, which is again 5 milligrams. So if you've seen my previous couple of videos, you'll know that I've been put on Mounjaro through my diabetic practice. I have lost, up until I started on Mounjaro, I'd lost, it was about 9.5, just under 9.5 stone, through Weight Watchers, intermittent fasting and mindful eating. And then I started on Mounjaro because, being diabetic, my blood sugars, my glucose levels, the HbA1c, wasn't where it should be for somebody who's lost so much weight, and it was always up and down. So they've put me on Mounjaro to see if it's going to help with a better control of my blood sugars. So my diabetic practice has said that they can only take me up to 5 milligram. So yeah, and I'm happy with that because 5 milligrams is working for me. But people do have a choice if they've got a different medical team, or they're on Mounjaro for different reasons, or they're doing it privately. You can go up to 7.5, 10 milligrams, 12.5 milligrams, and then 15 milligrams is the maximum dosage. But my practice will only put you on 5 milligrams. They might take you on to 7 if there's like a really good reason. But no, she's happy with me at 5 milligram. It's working. I'm losing weight. So the test, you know, what is it? What's that saying? Something about the pudding. I can't remember. But anyway, the real test will be when I have my HbA1c blood test in January, because then it'll be 3 months that I've been on Mounjaro, and then we can see where we're at with it. So week 8, yeah, going really well so far. Yeah, if you've seen any of my earlier videos, you'll know that I've talked about a couple of side effects that I've had. Everything has settled. The burps has settled, the bruising has settled, the sickness has really settled. But I've learned from that. I've learned not to guzzle down water on an empty stomach. I've learnt from that. And if I am thirsty on an empty stomach, I just have a tiny little sip, just sip at a time. So yeah, it's helped me to reassess those healthy habits. But other than that, it's been the Christmas week and I've learnt something about myself. Yeah, and I've learnt that I still have a taste for sweet and sugary foods, especially when there's copious amounts around, and I see other people indulging. I want to indulge, and it's really sort of made me stop and really think about it. And that's a benefit of Mounjaro, because Mounjaro helps you to reduce that food noise, so you're not constantly thinking about food, which has definitely been the case for me. But when I've been around people and I see all the sweets and the chocolates and the biscuits, the cookies, you know, all the desserts around, I want that. I want it. But physically can't get it down. So whilst my stomach won't allow me, my head still wants it. So I've had this little bit of a battle. But the other thing that I've realised about Mounjaro is whilst it reduces the food noise, so I'm not hungry, if it is that high carb food, that highly processed food, like crisps, I can get those down really easily. And it's almost like there's no limit. And I know from having coached people who have had weight loss surgery, those type of foods are called slider foods, because it slides through the digestive tract really easily. There's nothing there for it to break down or to digest. It goes through really easily. And I discovered that those slider foods, like crisps and crackers, sweets, chocolates, if you know me, you know I love a toffee, things like that, peanuts, things like that, slider foods go straight down, no problem. Which is interesting because in my head that food noise is switched off. I'm not wanting that, and I'm not hungry, and physically I'm not wanting that. But it's like my eyes are bigger than my belly, and when I go in for, you know, the crisps and the snacks, or not to forget the alcohol, goes straight through. So it's been an eye-opener for me. It really has. And sometimes in the community I see people say that they're worried about what happens if they come off Mounjaro. What will happen? Will they gain the weight? And this week I've answered the question for myself, and the answer for me is the weight will absolutely go back on if I don't address the mindset, put those guardrails up, and keep those slider foods in check. So as a coach, I've coached several people, including family members, who have had weight loss surgery. And it's the same thing. Whilst the stomach physically can't take huge amounts of food, let me just say, huge amounts of quality food, such as your protein and the fibre, because that's the bulk. That's what's going to really fill the stomach up. Whilst it cannot physically take a huge amount of that, you're very limited, it can absolutely take those slider foods, no problem. So yeah, I've got a client whose thing was alcohol, and they could get lots and lots of alcohol down, but alcohol has got a huge amount of calories. It's empty calories. So whilst she wasn't physically full due to eating, she could get lots of calories in through alcohol. What happened? Weight gain. And the same with loads of those snacks. So whilst I've been coaching people around that, it's also been a really, really good reminder to myself that those slider foods can absolutely cause havoc if I don't keep them in check. So with Christmas, I've really been trying hard to keep in control. Now, I have had a couple of alcoholic drinks this week, which has been interesting because since I've started on Mounjaro, my desire for alcohol has absolutely, it's gone. It's not been there. But this week I have been drinking alcohol, and I think it's again because of the environment. It's environmental and social, because I've been around other people who's been drinking alcohol. I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll just have one. One doesn't hurt. And then before I know it, it's turned into 2 or 3. So yeah, you know, and don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoyed it without the guilt, but it's just served as a reminder for me that these things can easily creep back in and take control of my life, and yeah, it can have an impact if I don't pull the reins in. So that's really been important eye-opener for me this week. In last week's video, which I shared here, this one here, I shared that I was really poorly and I was really badly inflamed, really bad. Nothing to do with Mounjaro whatsoever, but to do with my health condition. And this week I have still been not as bad as I was last week, admittedly, but I've still been quite poorly. So I've had an appointment with my lupus nurse. She sent me off for some bloods, and I'm waiting to hear back from them as to the results and what medication they're going to start me off on. They was talking about starting me off on a course of steroids, and when I do get to speak to them, likely after Christmas, my question will be, how will the steroid impact the Mounjaro? Will it affect it? Do I need to come off Mounjaro? Because if it's a choice between Mounjaro and steroids, I'm coming off Mounjaro, because I would need the steroids, no two ways about it. But it's a question that I've got to ask. But also the side effect of having the steroid injection is fluid retention and weight gain as well, and and you gain the weight because you get an increased appetite. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that transpires. So I will keep you up to date. Now, I did have a really fabulous question, and that's why I love you guys to drop comments below, because it's you know, really good when I hear from you guys. I'm just going to have a little sip of my tea. Yeah, so I had a really great question from somebody who watches the channel and watched the video, and the question was, do I go by the scales or do I go by my clothes? Love that question, so thank you for that. So I go by both. Now, I only tend to go by the scales because, one, I'm collecting data to hand to my medical team, who's put me on Mounjaro, and they you know, they're funding this for me, so they're going to need that data to track it. But having been a weight loss coach for many years and having been on my own journey, I see how the scales can affect people quite negatively, and I know that the scales really had a negative impact on me. If I lost weight, I was celebrating with food, and if I gained weight, I was commiserating with food, and that number on the scale really did have an impact on me. And as a weight loss coach, we encourage people to weigh in weekly, and then the policy changed, and then it was like, as often as you want, between daily and at least daily, but no more than once a week. No, at least daily. Oh, what am I saying? Between daily, but no less frequently than once a week. That was it. So you could weigh 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week if you wanted to, but no less frequently than once a week. And I saw the impact that had on people. Oh my days. It really had an impact on people's mental health. And if you're an individual and you're just seeing yourself, or maybe 1 or 2 other people, you know, you may not see the severity of it, but I was seeing hundreds and hundreds of people across the week. And I was hearing some stories, seriously, I was hearing some stories of how that number on the scale was affecting people. I would have grown adults breaking down in tears because they hadn't lost as much as they wanted. They had gained a small amount or had stayed the same. And it's kind of like, it's incredible how as a society we let that, you know, that number really affect us. So I personally, for my own sanity and my own mental health, and you know, for my own journey, I stepped away from the scales. And when I did that, back in August 2022, I didn't weigh myself for 9 weeks, and when I did get on the scales, I'd lost 16 pounds, because my focus was no longer on that number. My focus was on building those healthy habits. So that worked for me. Okay, and everybody is different and you find what works for you, but that works for me. So I go by the scales because that's what my medical team needs. If my medical team didn't need that data, I'd probably be weighing once a month, which is what I was doing prior to starting on Mounjaro for my YouTube channel, and to give you, you know, for those of you who are following my progress. But if I wasn't doing it for my YouTube channel, it would, if I'm being absolutely honest, it'd be whenever the sun shone in the UK. Seriously, it'd be once in a blue moon. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. But the other part of the question was, do I go by my clothes? I love that. Absolutely love going by that. I love, you know, the ones when I'm back in August 2022 and I hadn't weighed myself for 16 weeks. It was the summer. August, obviously, it was the summer, and I pulled out a summer dress and I tried it on, and it was like, oh my goodness, I thought this dress had either got a tear in it or it had stretched so much, because I couldn't believe that last summer it was all clingy and tight on me, and that summer it literally was like, as I pulled it over my head, it fell on my body like butter on a hot knife. And I remember looking in the mirror and thinking, oh my God, what's going on? And it was at that point I went and got the scales out and weighed myself and realised I'd lost 16 pounds. I could not believe the difference in the fit. So yeah, I love that feeling. I love the feeling of when I put my clothes on and they just fit really well, and they fit so much nicer, or they're starting to feel a little bit loose. Like, even, you can't see it now, but if I just stand up to show you. So I've got these. You can't really see it. I wanted to show you me like my trousers, but I've got these. They're kind of like leggings, and they're like this really thick fabric, really thick fabric. And when I first bought them, let me be honest, I bought them and they wouldn't get past my knees. And that's the truth. And they sat in my cupboard for about 7 years. They couldn't get past my knees. And I think I bought them in the sale or something. And when I got them home, they just wouldn't even. They're not like regular leggings where you've got a lot of stretch. These are really thick, so they haven't got a lot of stretch. They're more like a jegging fabric, a little bit of a stretch, but not a huge amount. And then over the years and then months, they could get up and then they could get on, and then were a little bit tight. And now they just literally slide up, and they're literally baggy in the bum. Yeah, really saggy and baggy in the bum. And I love that. I love putting my clothes on and feeling that, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know, I'm getting smaller, and I like that feeling. I like the way that my clothes are hugging my body, they're fitting me so much better. It's easier to get on and off. I don't have to wriggle into things, don't have to hold me, you know, breathe in whilst I do my zip. No, they're just sliding up. And then they get to the point, some things where they're actually loose on me and really baggy. I love that feeling. And that's a feeling that the scales can never give me. I also love, you know, even as I'm sitting here and I'm like, goodness, where's my shoulders? You know, my hair falls. And it's like, where's my shoulders gone? You know, and I feel small. And the other thing that you can't see me doing is I'm crossing my legs. I don't know if I can see. No, I can't. There you go. I'm crossing my legs. And I remember the day, well, for years, I never thought I could cross my legs. For years, I believed, because I suffer with my hips, I've got arthritis and bursitis going on in my hips. And for years, I believed it was because the arthritis and bursitis why I couldn't cross my legs. I was in denial. I couldn't cross my legs because my legs were too fat. Simple. But now I can cross my legs and I can sit cross-legged for a long time. And I don't just mean like 2 minutes. I mean like maybe a good half an hour without it hurting. But I also remember the first time I realised I could cross my legs. I was on holiday and I sat and I crossed my legs, and I actually took a photo of me sitting cross-legged, and I sent it to some of my friends because I couldn't believe that I could do that. And now I could sit cross-legged, no problem whatsoever. So it's little things like that that I'm really noticing, that I'm absolutely loving. So I go by the number on the scales for the data, but I also go with my clothes because I love that feeling. I feel really empowered, but I also love just how my body feels as well. So yeah, so week 8 on Mounjaro, and I'm seeing even more results, numbers on the scale, but also my clothes fitting better. Getting up the stairs is a little bit easier as well, just moving around in and out of the car a little bit easier. All of these things, I think Mounjaro is helping with that weight loss. So guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you my results, and I'm going to put my chart here so you can see my progress. So now, as I said, last week I lost £1 and I wasn't expecting it because I was really badly inflamed. So this week the results are in, guys, and I have lost £0.5 this week. So I'm really pleased with that. Because I wasn't expecting to lose anything. I have been really badly inflamed with the arthritis, the inflammation all over my body, from my neck, my shoulders, my hands, my wrists, my fingers, my hips, my knees, my toes, my ankles. Every joint in my body has been really badly inflamed. So, and when you're inflamed, if you suffer from inflammation, you'll know that it's fluid, and fluid will weigh heavy on the scale. So I was expecting a gain last week, if I'm honest, and I've not been as badly inflamed this week. So I thought if I have a little gain, I'm expecting that, but wasn't expecting to lose anything, but I've lost £0.5. So yeah, I'm happy with that. In month 1, I lost £12.5. And in month 2, including this week, I've lost a total of £6. So that's £18.5 in 2 months on Mounjaro. And I'm really pleased with that. I can feel the difference in my body. I do feel lighter. I feel more agile. I can move better. Sleeping really well. The food noise has gone. Lots of learning there for me though, as I said earlier. So really pleased. So prior to starting on Mounjaro, my average weight loss was less than £0.5 a week, and I'm really pleased with that because all of those £0.5 added up to over 9 stone. I think it was like 9 stone 5, something like that. So I learned a lot on the way, a huge amount. So now that I'm on Mounjaro, my weight loss is quicker. So £18.5 in 8 weeks. So that's, yeah, just over £2 a week. It's 16. So yeah, just over £2 a week. which is totally unknown for me and my body. Yeah, totally unknown. But I'm having to really reflect and make sure that I keep all my healthy habits in place and keep building on them. So yeah, you know, Mounjaro, brilliant. And what I'd say is Mounjaro only does half the work. Mounjaro suppresses the appetite. It makes us feel fuller for longer. But that's only half the job. The other half of the job is for us, for me, to listen to my body, listen to those cues, and when I do eat, to eat right and to work with it. So yeah, you know, it's a tool. You know, just because you take Mounjaro doesn't mean the weight's going to fall off, because you can take it and still gain weight if you're having all those slider foods, all the alcohol, all those snacks that haven't got any nutrition in. But yeah, we have to work with it. So yeah, I'm learning a lot, even more so on my Mounjaro journey. So guys, I'd love to know, how are you doing on Mounjaro? Are you still getting the food noise? Where are you? How many weeks in are you? I'd love to know. Do let me know. Drop a comment below. So guys, thank you so much for being here with me. If you found this video of value, then give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, because I'm on a journey. Oh, here comes the cat. You just saw her. Oh, there goes her tail. I'm on a journey to reaching 1,600 subscribers by the end of December, and we've just got a few days left to go. So guys, if you're not subscribed, then do come and join me. Hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to join me and to help me reach that milestone. So guys, that's it for me. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.